Am I too categorical with this specific question? Do I expect some perfect solution, some perfect description prior to doing something? That is the question that I try to ask myself regularly. Because there are a lot of problems in the world, there are a lot of solutions for each of these problems, and that is a big question whether I shall do something about it or I shall not do anything about it. And another question, what way of thinking I want to share with you, what I try to bring you to do, or what I try to ask you to avoid doing, something like that. More about this overall topic in today's video. But obviously before we begin, I have to tell you that this is Yury Experience, and here I share my various experiences about different topics. I do 2 videos per week, Mondays and Thursdays. If you will enjoy this video, please drop a like. You can also subscribe to the channel. Let's go. On the channel, I talk a lot about the fact that in the world there are a lot of problems, there are a lot of questions that we try to answer. Also, I'm talking about whether these questions make sense or what questions don't make sense, and also about solutions. What solutions are perfect, what way of thinking is perfect, and what is not. What will not lead us to any kind of solution, any kind of resolvement of the situation. Example, climate change. I did a video about climate change, and what I talked about in there, that models that a lot of scientists use are not perfect. They are actually pretty far away of being perfect. There are a lot of variables that are just not as constant as we would like them to be, which is why we cannot use the overall model perfectly. We cannot use it for each and every situation and each and every solution and explanation, or maybe fear-mongering that we are trying to create. Another example, protests. I already did, I think, 2 or 3 videos about protests that they are kind of okay, but actually rather bad, but actually we shall continue doing them, but on the other hand, they don't bring a lot, which is why protests are not perfect solutions for social problems, and it doesn't matter what social problem we are talking about, protests is not a way to go. However, is this understanding that the situation is not perfect, that solutions are not perfect and not ideal, and maybe even will not lead to the perfect solution that we are trying to create, is this understanding enough not to act at all? Because some people will say, if the solution isn't perfect, if you didn't think about that, and also about that, it will not work anyway, it will not perfect anyway. Why shall I do? Why shall I hinder myself? Why shall I give time, invest money and whatnot, if it will not work perfectly anyway? And I can understand this way of thinking, because you have only limited amount of time and money and energy and whatnot in your life. You cannot just throw it away to each possible solution that different strange and less strange people provide to you. And also, most of us don't have enough time to understand all the parts of the problem and whether this specific solution will cover all of them. We don't have that much time to analyze everything, which can bring a person to the idea, why shall I even try? If it will not work perfectly anyway, if it will work only for 10% or for 20% of the problem, why should I care? In my personal opinion and in my personal experience, this idea that something isn't perfect is a reason enough to be critical about the problem, to be critical about solution, but not reason enough not to act at all. At the end of the day, we still have this problem that if you don't do anything, nothing will change. If you don't act, if you don't invest your time, money, if you don't try to bring people's attention to something, nothing will change around or about the problem. So if the fact that something isn't perfect enough to stop doing something, sometimes yes, sometimes it makes sense to become so critical that you say, no, it doesn't make any sense, I shall stop doing it, I shall stop investing myself into it, I will just stop doing that, whatever it is. But my overall suggestion would be to do your best, to choose the best direction you can imagine, or you can understand, or you can comprehend, or you can have enough knowledge to choose, and go with it. And if you see that this way that you chose isn't perfect, and you see another way that is better, that is going parallel to you but in a better direction, change, adapt, overcome, and this whole meme stuff. You cannot lead your life perfectly according to all the problems. Some things you can cut out of your life. For example, you can use less plastic, or eat less meat, or maybe buy less product. But other things are impossible to cut out of your life. You cannot avoid buying food at all. There are some people, but overall, in our current modern society, most of the people are dependable on the system, on our agricultural and food production system, thanks to which we can have food. And we buy that food, and we participate in economy, which in turn leads to some problems. For example, you buy something in a plastic packaging because you need specifically this product. Why? I don't know why, but you need specifically this product, and this product comes in plastic packaging. Is it problematic? Yes, but if everybody does their best, then overall we will do so much better. But nowadays we just go, it will not work anyway. Give it a shot. Invest as much time as you can, and I swear you have more time that you can try to make it appear. That's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed the video. If it is the case, please drop a like and also subscribe to the channel. Except for that, you can also leave a comment, and I see you on Thursday. Have a great week. Yeah.